Welcome back to the newspaper review. If you are just joining us, we have looked at the papers. I mean, just the Punch newspaper. We haven't gone so far. But this morning, we're being joined with a public affairs analyst, Emeka Nwatu. Thank you for joining us on the newspaper review this morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, I saw the story about the cash transfer, the national cash transfer program, and it's coming from the federal government to the poorest Nigerians. First, I'd like to ask for your reaction, the amounts, first for your reaction, and then looking at the amount and the sustainability of this project without having probes in future.
Oh, all right. So, first of all, I want to say that any initiative, any program of government or these agencies that is targeted at helping the vulnerable persons or persons who are poor, as it were, should be applauded, should be appreciated. I have looked at the program carefully, and you know that when this government came on board, they came with some welfarist ideologies, and Nigerians, they were going to have some packages for poor, particularly persons in the rural and some informal persons in the urban areas. So, and that was what brought about the National Social Investment Program as one of the clusters of that plan. So, the conditional tax is just one of the clusters, one of those clusters for that program. So, it is a good one. So far, I think that if you look at the record so far, because I had to go and understudy the project, and then I had to take a position as to the impact so far. And if you consider it carefully, you see that in 2018, because that project actually started in 2018.
Okay.
So you see that a total number of 18 states were captured in that national cash transfer program. And then in 2019, 24 states, and also in 2022, they had to cover as much as 36 states and the FCT covering as much as 1.6 million persons.
Yep.
Well, so I applaud the program. To the extent that if you look at where we are coming from before now, you will notice that there has been a disconnect between the poor and persons in government. So, and you know that over time, most Nigerians have lost confidence in governments. Like they will just keep awarding contracts and projects for themselves, and there have been a direct impact, on the life of the average or a poor Nigerian on the street. So I must applaud this initiative. I must applaud it, but I think much more is not done. You said 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira is not very adequate. It's not adequate compared to what we know that has been rolled out for this initiative.
Okay, let me butt in here just briefly. Now, you're talking about 5,000 naira and, in comparison, but I like to ask that for those that are getting this amount of monies in the first place, looking at the data, is it not going to leave out some people, with the way that the statistics is going? Is it not going to leave out some people from actually benefiting from this? And don't you think that some Nigerians who things have changed for them since the pandemic, because there are some people who have not recovered since the lockdown, the COVID-19 pandemic. I know the number, according to the statistics, according to the statement we have here, I know the number is increasing, and by June there will be more people. But don't you think that those that are left out might also react and feel that they should be included, especially those that were standing, you know, that had businesses thriving for them and are no longer thriving in their businesses? How far do you think 5,000 naira can also go for people in this category?
Yeah, Esther, like I said, this conditional cash transfer or the general cash transfer is just one out of the several clusters in that national social investment program, and then the register. That national social register so far has captured 46 million Nigerians. And then there have been several programs of the government. I'm not holding brief with the government, but you will see that the government had Empower, had school feeding program.
Yeah.
The government also had MNSME. The government had even just launched the PY, the Presidential Initiative for Empowerment Scheme. They also had programs for graduates, you know, and they've been capturing Nigerians. They've been capturing Nigerians. So, but for me, I think this one is just more like an off-taker.
Okay.
Just to cushion the impact of poverty,
okay,
and then crime in rural areas, and even the impact of drug abuse, so that persons would have some funds to quickly access, to be able to sort out some problems as to hygiene and few transportation needs and all. But what I'm saying that bracket, that net should be expanded, because the 2 million persons is just like a drop in the ocean, whereas we still have a whole lot of persons. Because if you look at what has been rolled out, I mean, these funds are not necessarily from Nigeria. The statistics tells us that World Bank has been, and international partners have been, partnering with the Federal Ministry of Social Development, Humanitarian, and the like. So they have a whole lot of funds. They should expand it more. And then there are also other things that have not really been captured.
But if you say that it is
like Enugu, like Bayelsa, have been to some extent deprived from these cash transfers.
Now, let me ask you, if you say that it's just like a drop in the ocean, I know that our population statistics is somewhere around 200 million. Now, do you think that the government can actually cater for everyone, looking at what we have, even if we are getting support from international bodies? Is that even possible? Is it realistic to say that the government should be able to cater for more? Because 20 billion naira is a lot, I should tell you that. But 200 million people and 2 million people, the contrast as well is dead. However, to be realistic, do you think that our government has the capacity to cater for everyone who comes out to say that they have some form of financial crisis? Is that even realistic in the first place?
Well, that's not being realistic. So generally, the government will only just create an enabling environment, which they are supposed to do, and then provide the necessary frameworks for persons in business to strive. You know, so anybody who is asking the government to do everything for them is just playing to the gallery, playing the ostrich. So I would say that systematically, they would impact on the lives and the living standard of Nigerians and households with this program going forward on a monthly basis, because it is a continuous program. I appreciate the way the program is going, because gradually more persons will be included. There will be more financial inclusion moving forward for the program. So everybody should nobody should expect that government to perform miracle for everybody. But there are basic things government should do. I mean, when you give us power, you give us good roads, and then you fix industries, people will not always be looking for funds, because once you put money in the pockets of people, it creates inflation. It even has a way of undermining the economy, directly or indirectly. So that is not even the best or the only way that government can affect the lives of people.
I would have loved to ask what other ways, but you already mentioned an enabling environment. So hearing what you said now about being a continuous program, we have a new government that is coming forward in 2023. We have general elections coming forth in 2023, and we hope that by May we are able to, Democracy Day, or by May rather, not our Democracy Day now, which is somewhere in June, but by May we are able to swear in a new government. So let's say that it's a continuous program, and that peradventure the next government decides that this is not sustainable, let's scrap it. What do you think would be the fate of those that are already benefiting from these social intervention programs? NPA is there, the school feeding program is there now, the national cash transfer and the conditional cash transfer is here. How do you think those people will survive? Because I hear this proverb of teach a man how to fish and not just giving him fish. So in talking about a continuous program, how do you see the sustainability of this with a new government coming on in 2023?
Well, first of all, I would quickly say that the ministry that is domiciled for this program, usually it was in the office of the vice president before it was moved into a new ministry, as it were. So I would say that quickly that they have not really done all they need to do. Particularly, there have not been a law, a regulatory framework by the National Assembly that is giving legal audacity or impetus to this process. And we've always clamored that we should have a National Social Investment Act, for instance, so that that system would be legalized, so that it can become an ideology or a program of government in continuity, because another government can come on board and then feel like this particular initiative is not does not really befit what they should do, because I know that even in the previous government they had some initiatives that were not sustained. So I would canvass again that the federal government should ensure that before 2023, before the next administration, this process should pass through the fires of lawmaking. They should go to the National Assembly and make sure that it is properly mainstreamed as a law, because it is still within the realms of ideas that people just bring proposals and then government quickly, because of the potentials, they will just quickly want to do it. So to sustain it should be tied to legal framework. But moving forward, I would canvass that also that the program should be sustained, because I must tell you that the program has affected the lives of most Nigerians positively, particularly in this era of COVID-19.
Okay.
Businesses, households, and individuals went through a whole lot, and we're still going through a whole lot.
Yes, indeed.
We're still going through a whole lot. So I must tell you that those days where we just fold our hands and think all is well is gone.
Okay.
Our cake that used to be big is no longer big as it were. Currently. So.
All right.
We must continue to sustain this program, because it will create employment. Is a way of reducing crimes and
it is some form of empowerment
I hear you.
to the youths and to persons within within those areas that are not governed, the ungoverned territories.
All right.
And also, it would improve, it would create more wealth,
Okay.
and to guarantee income for targeted groups of persons. So it is strategic, and I applaud it.
Okay. We hear you. Thank you for joining us, Emeka Nwatu, on the Newspaper Review. I wish we could continue with the conversation for long, but that's where we can call it a wrap this morning. Thank you for joining us.